Hello, this is Art Johnson here, and we just came out of the testimony being had for the I-732. And we have some great people talking about that. Can you tell us your name and what you thought about the event?
Well, my name is Mike Ruby, and I very much appreciated the testimony that was offered. It really did focus around the fact that I-732 offers a balanced approach, that it has many things in it that will appeal to persons who are concerned about the growth of the size of government, for example, usually called Republicans, and people who are concerned about the impact of government policies on those who are really not capable of always fending for themselves, usually called Democrats. And I think it will do a bit of both and will help everyone.
Well, this is so good. Thank you for your testimony. We also have Cliff Mass here. So thank you so much for listening to you and your voice every morning.
Well, not every morning. It's on Friday. Right.
But Cliff, tell us, in your insight of all this environmental science, how do you feel about the level of discussion that happened here today?
Well, I was impressed by the details that came out, especially on the business side, which I don't understand. I mean, the climate, no one actually protested anything. People seem to accept that climate change is a serious issue. I was surprised at that.
Yes.
And so it really came down to the economic policy, which is out of my reach, really. Yeah.
I think all of us, but I think there's the simplicity of this was very attractive to all of us.
That's right. Well, that's why I support 732, because it's logical, it's simple, it makes sense, and it's proven.
Yes. And the economic model with the scientific model, and I guess what I really liked also was the different spokespeople that came here. They came from all different walks of life, and they all had their own side to this issue, which I thought was very good. It was a people's issue.
Sure. Well, the support is clearly broad-based,
yes.
And I think some of the issues about jobs could be taken on. I mean, I think that's the one issue that I think we need to address clearly. But once that's done, I think a lot of the opposition will fade.
Right. I mean, there was so much in the presence of the room. There was so much more presence of support than there was opposition. I mean, it was just really impressive to see how much support there was in the room.
That's true, but I think we need to get some of the mainstream environmental organizations behind this too. That was one group that wasn't there, and so we need to get the mainstream environmental organizations in the state to join us.
And with the One America comment, there was a comment about, well, you didn't involve us.
Yeah.
And so there needs to be more work in terms of, cross-culturally. I can see a group of really serious academic people who know what they're talking about, with another group of people that also represent a constituency that they need to become involved as well.
Right, but
that conversation can happen.
Sure, but from my viewpoint, the climate part is over, and I think there's general acceptance on both sides of the aisle about the problem. So that's a huge change compared to where we were a few years ago.
No denial.
Sure. Okay, no problem.
Well, we just heard from Cliff Mass from University of Washington, and we have.
I'm William McPherson with the Unitarian Universalist Voices for Justice.
Well, that was great. That whole thing. Tell me, how did you feel about what happened here today? We just came out of the hearings.
Well, I thought the support for I-732 was really quite broad and quite extensive in terms of the age range of the people. And
wasn't that impressive? The number of people in the room that were supporters.
That's exactly what I was thinking. At first I was a little worried. We did have, of course, some people opposed to it, and I understand that. There are certain, economic interests that find it burdensome, but I really reject this idea of winners and losers, which is brought up a couple of times. Even the ones that are opposing I-732 in the long run, they're going to be winners, because we all need the effect of I-732, which is to reduce carbon emissions. And it isn't just the state of Washington, although that's what the action is directly on the state of Washington. But across the country and across the world, there are groups like ours that are pushing for similar actions. So I think we are going to benefit just from the kinds of things we're doing here.
And the leadership that came from the people, that's what was so impressive.
Exactly.
That's going to carry. And as you know, broaden the conversation and deepen the conversation.
Exactly.
How this impacts people's lives.
People will become more aware with this on the ballot.
Right.
They'll see that we do need to do something.
Well, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Patricia Barron, come on up here.
Hi there, Art.
Hello, Patricia. It was really nice. Talk about what your experience was doing this. You know, you stepped up to the plate and you spoke your word. What's the feeling inside right at this moment?
The feeling is very good inside. The heart feels really very, very good. We had some wonderful speakers, a lot of wonderful scientific information, a lot of heartfelt information was given out. The general consensus of the majority of the people were supporting the initiative. Everyone knows that we cannot fool around with climate change if we want to have a planet that we're going to continue to live on. And there were naysayers and there were people in the business sector that were really concerned about how that was going to impact them. Change is inevitable. And actually, Washington State leads the country in innovation. And I look at people becoming a little bit uncomfortable as a wonderful opportunity for innovation. There is nothing that I know that fuels innovation more than people becoming a little bit uncomfortable. And so I welcome the innovation. I welcome the uncomfortability of people. I myself am a business owner. I'm willing to step up to the plate. I'm willing to put extra dollars on in so that I have a planet to live on and so I have a planet for my children to live on. So I'm very excited that the conversation is out in the open, that we've had so many signatures and we've spoken to thousands and thousands of people and they are all willing to step up to the plate. So we are asking our representatives to let's get real and make it happen. This is a clean bill. This is a bill that it distributes it back to the people, and there is no bipartisanship happening. There is no red tape. There is no special group that's going to legislate who's more deserving than other people. Let's get on with the show here.
Let's do it. And who do we have here?
I'm Gwen Hansen.
Gwen.
Hi, family.
What do you think? What did you think?
The hearing was overwhelmingly in favor of I-732, but I think Senator Erickson has some questions that are not answered to his satisfaction about how we can preserve jobs. And I think that the REMI report, which he now has in his possession, can partly help to address those questions. And if he looks at that at a national level, instituting a carbon tax will actually increase jobs and increase GDP. It will increase clean energy jobs rather than dirty energy jobs, which is the direction we need to go in.
So, I mean, just looking at the people in the room, the number of support.
Overwhelming support for I-732. It sounded to me like
opposition people there.
Even the people that opposed it, they did so with such a regret, and they almost couldn't even be true to themselves.
Sorry, but this is our concern.
Yes.
Well, it's just another issue. It's a communication thing, isn't it?
Yes.
To get the word out. Well, you're thinking this, but actually look at this. Your REMI report.
Right.
I know you're thinking this, but look at this.
Right.
Here's a study.
Right.
Here's some facts. What do you think? Now, this is a thought, but here's some facts. Now, how do you measure that?
That's right.
Let's take this.
Right.
Okay? Awesome.
So now we're all supposed to go out to the steps to take a huge photo, and you definitely need to be out there photographing all of us.
Is that what they need to do?
Yeah, so let's go.
Well, I'm going to move my camera here, and we're going to move.
Okay, thank you for filming this event, Art.
welcome.
It's really awesome.
All right, thank you.
Okay.
Yes on I-732.
How about that?
Wait. No, yes on I-732.
Yes.
Yes on I-732.
What did you say?
Yes on I-732.
Can I hear it a little louder?
Yes on I-732.
Awesome.